Yo, TED Talks. When was the last time you watched a TED Talk? I feel like that was such a big thing. Anyway, I'm here. It is a Saturday night, 12:42 a.m. Oh my gosh. Life is good, fam. Mint chocolate chip. One thing about marketing, talking about mint chip ice cream, you want to be polarizing. So, I don't know. Raise your hand if you're a mint chip fan like me. Mint chip in the house. Mint chip, anyone, mint chip. Mint chip is great. It's the cilantro of ice cream. You either love it or hate it. There is no middle ground. You're here, I love it, or here. Ugh, get it away from me. But anyway, I'm about to enjoy me some mint chip. These are not good life decisions, except they are. But in any case, it's the late marketing show. Always late. Sometimes about marketing. Well, I try. And I really was I gonna make this show tonight? You can tell clearly my mind was not on making a show. But my dad told me to read this book. And actually I was like, oh, I watched the TED Talk. It was a good one. Like 10 years ago when I watched TED Talks. I honestly probably it's been at least 5 years. Probably more since the last time I watched a TED Talk. Shout out TED Talk, by the way, in that chat if you are into TED Talks. I love TED Talks. It's just, I don't know, are they still doing them? I haven't seen one for a heck of a long time. But in any case, yeah, Angela Duckworth, this is a really good one, by the way. But my dad came across town. We were putting the kids to bed, and he came with something he texted about. It's like, it's 4th of July weekend these days. Happy 3rd of July, all y'all in the Americas. Happy Canada Day, my Canadian friends. And happy Bastille Day, I heard, if you are in France, I believe. But in any case, shout out to y'alls. Yeah, I was not going to make this show. I was just going to chill. I watched Spider-Man, a little bit more of it with my wife. We've been watching it in installments. These Marvel movies are long these days. But after she went to bed, I watched the special features and I watched Part of No Time to Die, which is on Amazon now. Really beautifully shot, by the way. I love the way they shoot these. And anyway, I was like, oh, it's getting late. I'm tired. We got church tomorrow. I should just get to bed, closing routine. And then I did what my dad told me to do. My dad told me, just read the preface in the first chapter. Oh, he said, read the first chapter. And then he said, you know what? No, just read the preface. I was like, didn't I watch the TED Talk? Didn't I watch the TED Talk? This is the TED Talk, by the way. Here, it's always tricky doing the mirror thing, but here is the TED Talk of the terrific Angela Duckworth, but grit. And she told a fascinating story in the preface. And it was a family story, and I kind of get it, especially like being Asian American. Like her dad used to like to say, and it sounds like he said it pretty often, but he said, Angela, TED Talk person right here. You're no genius. And it's so funny. He didn't think any of his kids were geniuses. And then sure enough, a little bit later, she got a call from what is this called again? The MacArthur Fellowship, which is sometimes called the Genius Grant. And it's so funny because like it kind of hit an emotional note, just the way this preface ends. She says to her dad, or no, she doesn't even say to her dad. Her dad's like, I'm proud of you, which is special in any family, but I think especially in hers, especially in many Asian families, that's who says that? It's not like everyone's life is turning red, or I think the Latino version of that is what was that? What was the other one with the house? Da 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 Encanto. So yeah, she hearing from the family, I'm proud of you. It doesn't always happen in real life. It's a nice Disney story, a nice Pixar story, but it doesn't always happen. But it was a very sweet thing. And she said if she could go back in time to little Angela and her dad back then and talk to dad as a little girl, she'd say, Dad, you say I'm no genius. I won't argue with that. You know, plenty of people were smarter than I am. But let me tell you something. I'm going to grow up to love my work as much as you love yours. I won't just have a job, I'll have a calling. I'll challenge myself every day. And when I get knocked down, I'll get back up. And I love these last two lines. I may not be the smartest person in the room, but I'll strive to be the greatest. And if he was still listening, in the long run, Dad, grit may matter more than talent. And all these years later, she's got the scientific evidence to prove that that's true. And I mean, there it is. TED Talk Angela, right there, right? So just some thoughts to wrap in my night. And I read that, I was like, whoo. Two things. One, I almost did not do the show tonight because I'm like, I said I'd do it daily, but there's no really point to doing it daily on a Saturday night. I already do it super late at night anyway. At least here in America, I know for my audience, which is not like the biggest audience ever, but it's kind of cool. I'm like, man, I got an audience in Germany, got someone in Finland, got someone in Australia, got some people in the States too. I was like, does it really matter though? Does it really matter? I was like, I already watched the TED Talk, and then I remember two things. One, that TED Talk, you already saw the whole thing running on the site. It's literally 5 minutes. It's not a very long TED Talk. But two, I have a feeling this book is just going to kick me in the butt. Russell Brunson, been reading a lot of Russell Brunson these days. Expert Secrets, excellent book. But we've got, with the team that I'm working on with the Mike Tyson thing, doing the branding and the sales funnel for Mike Tyson's next info product. Yeah, I'm really trying to up my game. I'm coming back to the classics, going back to Expert Secrets, audiobook and the physical book version. And I've got Traffic Secrets over there on the shelf. And I'm just thinking about, he's like Gary Vee too. He's like, just go live every day for a year. I think in the book he said half for 30 days. And I think in the podcast he said for a whole year. And I think Gary Vee is like 60 pieces of content a day or something crazy like that. But that's how Steve Larson, one of the guys I looked up to, got started. That's how Russell got started. Marketing in Your Car. I've been listening to that podcast. That's a good one. But it's not just the act of getting it together and doing it. It's the showing up. It's the perseverance. And honestly, this is day, I want to say 6. I think I started on Monday, maybe Tuesday. I should look back and check. It's not a very structured podcast. I don't have like an exact order. Sometimes I have an outline. Sometimes I'm riffing. Today is more of a riff. And I forgot my spoon, so I better finish this soon because this thing is melting. And I'm not eating it on live internet with the ice cream scooper. But yeah. Where am I going with this? I showed up on a Saturday night because at the end of the day, it is a lot about grit and just the showing up. Even if I could have watched a little more No Time to Die, which is a pretty great first act, in my opinion. But I've got things to do tomorrow. But also, instead of just going straight to bed, I am here talking about this because I want to practice what I preach. I want to just show up. We got some big stuff coming. Like, the more I think about it, I'm like, wait, really? We're doing this? Wow. It's really exciting. And I just want to make sure I'm showing up, giving some value, learning the art of live streaming. I've got a small project about live streaming. Actually, I'm doing one funnel away challenge. Why am I even doing it? That's another talk for another time. But I am developing a thing about live streaming. And if you're watching this and if you're into the live streams that I'm doing, just let me know if you'd be interested in me teaching a little mini class on how to get started with live streaming and to enjoy it, like it, have fun with it. Best software, best practices. I'm gonna try and keep it like short but punchy, like Mike Tyson. Well, I don't know if he's short. I think he's pretty big actually. I'm short, but I'm just gonna try and really make it work well, so that because honestly, video is the new public speaking. This is getting long, but the point is, I've got stuff on the burners, the front burner, the back burner, all the burners in the oven, like slow stuff, fast stuff coming up. But the thing is, it's this act of showing up. And I might not be the best, but I just was just so very encouraged by Angela Duckworth. Yeah, right. My dad was right. He drove across town just to drop this off with the ribs and the watermelon for July 3rd dinner. And he threw this book in the bag. He said, yeah, read just the preface. And Dad was right. So grit may matter more than talent. I am definitely pretty a long shot from the most talented live stream around, but I am going to do my darndest to be the grittiest, even if it comes to shooting the late late show at 12:42 on a Saturday when I've got very important things in store for my evening. This and sleep. Like I said, probably poor life choices, right? I hope Corey Matthews, my nutritionist, isn't watching this. But anywho, now that I've said that, she might come after me, but it's all good. Hey, I appreciate you watching this. It's a good time. I really, really enjoy. I am trying, I'm deciding, and I might announce it on the next live stream. I've been playing with the idea. If I write it down, I'll probably do it like I do with my end of my night routines. But I am gonna try to send out real mail to as many countries as I can. And I think my deadline is gonna be the end of this month. So how many countries do you think I can send postcards to? I'm trying to get to know people, actual people, get an introduction somehow to people in all these different countries and send it out. Hopefully sooner than later, because I'd love for these postcards to actually arrive before the end of July. And I know with some of the harder to reach countries, it might take a while. But so far, I think I've got 12 countries in 3 days, 4 days that I'm sending postcards to, which is really exciting. I just added Kyrgyzstan to the list. And I got to be careful with that one because I know so many people in Kyrgyzstan because I used to live there that if I really open the floodgates, I could be totally busy with just Kyrgyzstan or Kazakhstan for that matter. But yeah, if you want real mail from me, comment or DM, say real mail in that message, and I'll get some real mail over to you. I've got some fun stuff that I'm sending out around the world. And my goal is to hit, oh no, is it 152 countries in the world right now? But let's say 100. I'm going to regret that. But let's try for 100 countries and at least 20 states. Oh, can I even say 20 states before the end of July? Can I do it? We'll see. But that being said, thank you so much for watching. Comment real mail, comment and like the video. And I will see you, if I'm greedy enough, Sunday/Monday night here on the Late Late Marketing Show.